For a much more horrifying reason than you may imagine, Young Thug is presently silent on the internet. After Slime Season 2 was published, many people were afraid he would go back to jail because of the song's lyrics. Such a tweet might be, "I'm sorry," but Young Thug is unable to. Rappers must constantly employ language that is in violation of their probationary agreement in order to keep their audience interested in their songs. All of this was expected to come to light when Young Thug was arrested, according to scholars. He claims that the conditions are a ploy by the court to try to get Young Thug back behind bars when he is released, stating that Thug would ultimately break the extremely complicated probationary arrangement and be sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. Well, he's always gonna talk about him and his is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me, it's like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about it. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant.
Young Thug and Lil Baby, however, have both benefited greatly from his silence in the Atlanta stadium. The announcement was made a few months ago. She wants more Atlanta-based musicians than just Young Thug.
They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top.
Lil Baby's recent announcement in an interview that he is closing his PF record company further validated the fact that he and his group, 4PF, were included on the same RICO file as Lil Sal and Young Thug.
Okay.
When you say of course, why you say of course?
Because it's the shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, no, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never would've.
Researchers were finally able to come clean after the Lil Sal trial ended by alerting Lil Baby that the Atlanta Day would utilize Young Thug to get Lil Baby and that a large RICO lawsuit might be pending against him.
You're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug, she got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Von died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Dirk eventually. Doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he's been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on.
But the real history that lies behind Young Thug's quiet must be heard, since he would tweet, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats." As soon as he got released from prison, Lil Baby, who has been unwavering in his condemnation of Gunna for snitching out of the Lil Sal trial early on Young Thug, would be the allusion to Wham. Lil Baby would respond to Young Thug's tweets about Gunna by saying, "We should the next day. Give up pretending that we are online buddies. I don't know who you are." Banana and his brother were eventually drawn to this, and they would claim that they trust and think that the feelings are returned. Later that evening, Thug would message Ty in the studio to let him know he was home and that he had made the correct decision by subtly criticizing Gunna on Instagram.
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my rap.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Letting himself think he did it the right way because even Ty would back him up. But there's a big problem with that because, according to a lot of sources, the Atlanta police warned Young Thug that he was going too far in breaking his probation because DJ Academics had already foreseen everything. Since it would be easier to catch him breaking probation than to sentence him to 20 years in prison, they even gave him probation. However, what happened next makes everything seem skewed and extremely worrisome because a report and video of Gunna in an interrogation room would be posted online once more. Many believe that the feds are leaking a lot of material to force Thug and the baby to squabble with Gunna in person or virtually in order to reveal his shortcomings and break his probation. 2 hours of footage purportedly captured by WAC 100 shows Gunna spying on Young Thug in an interrogation room with Thug.
I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah, guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him.
Fans thought the young criminal was making genuinely unexpected remarks that went against Gunna's probation at that point.
I miss you too. What you doing?
Being bored. Don't like him?
No, if I'm up in the room.
Cause you was being mean. He felt your energy.
Man, I don't even play. I fly all the way to LA.
News outlets immediately began reporting breaking tales about local gang members running after and attacking rapper Gunna after the Instagram live ended. Many attributed this to Young Thug maybe wanting to exact revenge on him. Since being released from prison, Young Thug has been able to view and react to the recording of Gunna snitching in court, which is why he has been silent lately. Thug, however, is once more treading very lightly on the boundary of his probation when he disparages Gunna.
Have committed crimes in further.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle. You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein Hyde and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
After snitching and returning home from the USL trial, Gunna was making a lot of noise. Rappers in the industry are often told to unfollow, stop utilizing Gunna, and cut off any business connections they may have.
Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give up, if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you trying to...
Followed by it becoming viral on the internet and the teenage gangster's jail phone calls being made public. He occasionally returned to an Instagram live feed after that, giving the impression that he was laughing.
I just jumped on here to let you ladies know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa! What's up? Who up right now? What's up?
Young Thug would go live on Twitter and Instagram before sharing later that night because everyone in the world was begging him to be quiet. He seemed to be in a good mood in another video of him showing off his jewelry in the studio. However, A highly intriguing notion that raises questions about the Fed's actual motivations surfaced online. The Fed recognized that Young Thug would collaborate with Lil Baby to disarm firearms online, which would be a simple violation of his probation if he were released. And Lil Baby is a party to a RICO case that the Atlanta district is pursuing through litigation. When he broke out of prison, it was reported that he treated Gunna with such disdain that even Young Thug's father begged him to stop.
That Gunna for his plea deal.
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name?
Even Gunna was made fun of by Lil Durk's reply, "What happened to Virgil?" Sitting in his detention cell, Young Thug wanted that verse on a record for when he was released, so he paid attention to it, even though it was likely a sly dig at Gunna that he was going to explain. In fact, he would call Lil Durk using his voicemail.
I want you. I'm dropping this surprise album on the same day Buddy dropped his album. It's coming up soon. I need a verse from you. If you feel like replying, if you feel like you want to reply to it, saying or something, man, don't do it. Let's drop it on my album. I'm dropping a surprise album on the same day that drop. Send your verse in, bro. I want you and Wham on the same.
Since the Atlanta Day believed that this was the best course of action, pitting all of the rappers in the industry against one another, and then using all the force necessary to get rid of the rappers who were disparaging the federal foreign. However, everything changed quickly when DJ Academics would say that Drake had given Young Thug $1 million and flown to meet him just 2 hours after being released from prison.
2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake didn't tell me. Drake gonna hit me up and be like, which, by the way, super strategic move. Super strategic. Thug was in jail talking about let's squash.
Young Thug's fans make it apparent that he can now ignore the negativity he receives online and focus on making songs when there are people around to support him.